Takeoff from the Migos. He was killed at a party, and I have a lot of thoughts on it. And let's watch the video from right before it happened. So you see there's a guy with a gun there, right? In the background, somebody's filming this, which is wild, but somebody's filming the argument. And there's like an argument post dice game. They arguing about something that seems to be pretty trivial, right? Like I hear something about basketball. You see me play basketball, whatever. And this guy brings the gun out for that. You know, it's wild, but let's watch what happens.
I just saw me play basketball. Play like that, bro. Play like that, bro. Well, baby, bro, I'm gonna hurt somebody, bro.
No, hell no. No.
So after that, you know, obviously Takeoff was dead on the scene, and kind of got me thinking, you know, like I grew up in Chicago on the South Side. So scenes like that would happen kind of regularly growing up. You know, I got a lot of dead homies and stuff, and it would start, sometimes it'd be trivial arguments. We kind of live in this culture, like as a dude, especially when you're younger, as a dude, you want to be like, oh, no, ain't nobody gonna disrespect me, this, you know, you want to, you know, stand up for yourself. But as I've gotten older, you know, I just turned 40. My mindset has changed about that. Sometimes, you know, I let shit go more than I try to show everybody how tough I am, or they disrespected me or whatever. And I'm not trying to talk shit about my man Takeoff, because it seemed like he wasn't even involved there. He was actually just an innocent bystander. When I watched all the footage I saw, he was kind of just chilling. The homies around him, they took it too seriously, you know. And growing up in Chicago, I kind of learned early, sometimes you just let shit go because it can escalate to stuff like this. And it don't matter how tough you are, right? Because the firearm's like an equalizer, right? The biggest badass can still be killed by like a punk with a gun, you know? It doesn't make you tough, you know? And I would just say this, especially like a lot of the young guys and the young people out there, man, most shit ain't worth dying or killing over. It ain't worth it, man. That's two people's lives lost, right? The police gonna find this guy, right? He's on camera with the burner out, you know, and it's a high profile case. Somebody's gonna get arrested, most likely, and it doesn't seem like it's worth it over these like trivial things, you know. So that's why a lot of times I'm more likely to just let shit go, man. Obviously, there's a threshold for sure. You ain't gonna like get crazy, you know, or nothing, or threaten me, you know. But if I do something, it's going to be more defensive, right? But most times you can just, all right, man, yeah, it's cool, man, whatever. You know, you just got to let shit go, especially in a state like Texas. Because, you know, I just moved to Miami and pretty much everybody's armed here. So you got to really think, if you want to get into something, is it worth catching a body over, or, you know, getting bodied over? Obviously, you got to defend yourself if you're threatened or whatever. But usually these confrontations ain't worth that. And in a place like Texas, where you don't even have to have a concealed carry permit, they got something called constitutional carry, where anybody can just buy a firearm for the most part. I mean, I'm sure there's some restrictions, but not much, right? Anybody can just go buy a firearm and walk around with it concealed. In a place like that, man, you really just got to be like, yo, is this confrontation worth that? Because it can always escalate to that. That's how I'm always thinking. I'm always thinking it can escalate to that. For example, a while ago, I was in Miami, like when I first moved here, this dude, he sold me, it was like I was trying to buy some gift from my girl, and he said he had a deal on it, right? And I was like, oh shit, this is a good deal. And I bought it. Then when I got it, I was like, oh, this shit is fake. And I didn't realize it till later. And I went and got my girl something else. It was cool. But she was kind of like, hey, you should say something. You should do something. And I'm like, There's two ways to look at it, right? I could have looked at it like, oh, I'm a punk. I let this guy punk me, rip me off. I need to go do something. It wasn't a whole lot of money though, right? And what if this escalates, right? If I was younger, a younger me would have thought, man, yo, you being a bitch, man. You need to go see him. And I would have went and saw him. Historically, that's how I behaved. But this time I was like, man, you know, fuck it. He got me. You win some, you lose some. Because that type of shit could escalate to us killing each other over what? You know, a few G's? Like it really could. It's not gonna be some, oh, you just beat my ass or I just beat your ass and that's it, right? That's It's not like that no more, man. Like these motherfuckers, they were talking about basketball or some shit, and then next thing you know, Takeoff is gone. It can always go there. I'm always thinking about that, like that, it can go there, right? So I was just like, yeah, all right, he got me. I just won't fuck with this dude no more. Pause, and that's it. I mean, I'm from Chicago, man, so you already know, man. I've seen people die over way less than a few grand, you know, because it's like the ego. Everybody wants to prove that they the man and everything, but it's a lot wiser to let shit go, man. Just be like, all right, you know, fuck it, lived, you know, unless you have to. Or there are situations where I have to. For me, that situation, a few grand, it wasn't nothing. And this, a basketball, yeah, or whatever, man, you can play basketball to me. I'm sure there wasn't enough money to get serious about. You ain't got to let your ego put you in a position where it's like your life gets taken, or you got to take somebody's life, right? And your freedom gets taken. Like I got one of my real close friends I grew up with. He's in prison right now, double homicide. He killed those people, both of them, and he's in prison forever, right? And the shit he killed him for, I mean, we probably thought it was a big deal when we was in our 20s, but you know, I'm 40 years old now, man. He's 40 something now as well. He ain't never getting out of prison. Yeah, he was tough. He showed them what was up, right? Yeah, all right. Now what? You in prison, fam, forever. It's like, was it worth it? Nah. You know? So I would just say to all the young guys, man, just think about that when you get into these conversations, when you get into these conflicts. Just think about, is it worth catching a body, getting bodied, or going to jail for? Most likely not. Most likely being tough, showing that you the man is overrated. I'm telling you, it's overrated. And this is me speaking as a man who's 40. You ain't got to prove that you tough, man. I'd rather you just live. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you just live. You ain't got to prove that you tough. The problem with young guys is like you literally have something to prove because you ain't proved nothing yet. You ain't accomplished a lot. But man, life is better, man. Grow old, have kids, be, you know what I'm saying? Get to my age, you know what I'm saying? Them little arguments, just like, you know, let that shit go. And shit ain't a big deal. It's probably gonna be some shit that you're gonna forget about this time next year. Like if they would have walked away with that from no violence, they probably would have forgot that happened this time next year, whatever it was, you know? It's over nothing. But it feels like such a big deal. No one's gonna disrespect me. I heard somebody say that in a video. And it's like, man, there's more important shit. You feel me?